I've just learnt what makes Amber tick. So we're doing 2 Pictionaries, and she's going to Florida tomorrow. And she said, I might be a bit mean because it's my last day. And I went, if you do that, there's no chocolate biscuits when you get back. She was like, okay, I'll be nice. Always about the biscuits, right, Amber? Honestly, brilliant. Right, welcome to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. We've got a happy hour for you. We've got Ethan on cameras. There you go. It's all right, I won't make you talk. We've got Stephanie tried to get him to come in front of the camera. That's like your worst nightmare, that, isn't it, darling? We've got Amber on production.
Hello.
We've got Lily, who's going to be demonstrating for you.
Hello.
Oh, wow, that was quite tuneful. And then you got me for another hour. I'm really sorry. Next hour as well. You don't want to miss that. In fact, you don't want to miss any of the shows today because they're cracking. Right, let me explain a little bit about live shopping. Let's get this boring bit out of the way. We have to do it because we get new people joining us all the time. So if you are brand new to us here at Highlight Crafts, there's a couple of things I need you to do. First of all, just say hi in the comments underneath the video so we can say hi back and welcome you to the Highlight family. And secondly, I'd like you to open an account with us. It's free to do so. Just go onto highlightcrafts.com and open an account for us. And then that automatically makes you a member of Club Highlight, okay? Makes you a member of our club. It's free to join, but what that means is when you first join us, you'll be in tier 1 and you'll get 5% discount on every order that you place with us, okay? Now that can add up. You'll also get loyalty points, so you get 5 loyalty points for every single pound that you spend. They certainly build up. We had one customer buy a Scan and Cut SDX with her points. I know. So you can use those as you go along, or you can save them up for a bigger purchase. And then if your basket spend comes to over £35 after your discounts, we'll pay your postage for you. How fabulous is that? So that money that you would have spent on postage, you can put towards another product, right? It's brilliant, isn't it? Now then, there are various platforms that you can watch us on. You can watch us on YouTube, on your TV. You can put us on Facebook, Instagram, or our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. Now there's different ways to shop. If you're going to shop with us on our social platforms, we're going to show you a product and that product will have a code. All you need to do is type the word shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video, and that will automatically put that product into a basket for you. So you don't need to miss any demos, anything like that. Literally, you can shop while you watch, which is fabulous. Then you'll get a direct message. When you open that message, you'll find a link. Click the link, and that will take you to highlightcrafts.com where you log into your account, so you get all those club member benefits, and then you check out, okay? Now, one thing I just need to mention, if you put a product in your basket and it sits there all day, somebody can come along and take it out. It's like when you're doing your supermarket shop. All that food that's in that trolley isn't yours until you've checked it out and paid for it. So please be aware of that. If it's something that you really want, and I'm giving you stock updates, which I try not to do too much, but if something's flying, you'd rather know, right? So you can get it in your basket and get it checked out. Now, the other ways that you can shop with us is on our website. You don't need the codes for that. Just go to highlightcrafts.com, click watch live, press play, and all the items in that show will open up down the right-hand side of your screen. You then select the ones that you wish to buy, and they go into a little red shopping bag at the top of your screen. When you're ready to check that bag out, click on that bag, and that will take you through that login and checkout process. Now, this time well, not this time, but next week at 6 till 7:30 on the 8th, we are doing a very, very special event. So if you haven't got an account with us yet and you're not a club member, please join, because the benefits in those, we're doing 3 half-an-hour shows, the benefits in those are amazing. Please, please be a club member for next week, all right? It's going to be really exciting. If you want to know about things like this as they're going on, just type the word live into the comments underneath the video, and that gives us permission to send you a notification that lets you know that we're going live. the other thing that you can do is shop ahead from midnight. So all the deals for tomorrow will open up at midnight and you can shop ahead. There's a lot of you doing that at the moment, which is brilliant. Right, I'm going to start at this end of the counter because we have, I don't even know how we're doing this. I don't care how we're doing it. I'm just really pleased that we are for you guys at home. Lion King. Now then, this little lot is coming to you for £15 before your discount. This is tremendous value for money. So first of all, we've got our Simba. I love the fact that just his poise, the eyebrow, oh no, sorry, this is Nala. We've got Nala, very gentle, very feminine, and you get the stamp for the eyes with it, which is brilliant, isn't it? So you've got Nala in there. You're then also going to get Simba. Now Simba, look at the raise on his eyebrow on that die. That tells you that he's been a little bit full of himself today. This one is a little bit too confident, and that's when it all starts to go a little bit wrong, isn't it? So you've got Simba in there. Now, you know what, at these prices, I'd be buying this for Alice for Christmas. She'd cut them out on a little Disney die cutting machine or a tattered lace mini die cutting machine, and then she could sit there with her pens and colour them in for that price. This is ridiculous, guys. Then you're going to get, here we go, future king of the jungle, all grown up, look at him, with the face stamp in there. So you're going to get that die. You're then going to get my favourite scene in the whole movie, Pumbaa, Timon and Simba across that log in the middle of that jungle. All of these, they're not individuals. This is £15 for all of them. This is crazy. Pouncing around, Nala and Simba again together. You can hear them, can't you? You can hear that music. I'm willing Lion King to come back to the theatres in Manchester because I'm desperate to take Alice. Rafiki in there, the wise one. Isn't that magical? And then you're also going to get your alphabet. Now, an uppercase alphabet like this, even if you just got that at £15, that's a deal, isn't it? That's tremendous value for money. You're getting the full uppercase alphabet and the little icons at the bottom. So you've got your foliage and your silhouette in there. If you're somebody, somebody that loves making vibrant backgrounds, whether it's on a gel plate, whether it's with paint, whether it's with ink, whether it's with micas, cut these out of black, you've got your silhouettes. That's cool. So you can make a whole tunnel card, or the concertina one that I showed you how to do the other day on your scan and cut, have all your backgrounds in there, and then these as your silhouettes. That would look fabulous. So you've got that. You're also then going to get this set of dies, which are your icons, and I'll let you into a little secret. That Simba down there, Andrew has that on his arm as a tattoo. It's lovely, isn't it? It's like the cave drawing in Rafiki's cave. It's brilliant, isn't it? Then you're also going to get the hyenas. These are the baddies, aren't they, in there? They are fabulous, but evil. Look at the stance. You can tell, can't you? You can tell that they're the wicked ones just by the shape of them. This, guys, never in a million years did I ever think we will be able to bring you these for £15. That is extraordinary value for money. Now, artwork-wise, it's not still available, but what you can do is cut it out of different colours of card, cut it down and paper piece it, and it looks brilliant because you're laying up the different colours. And if you haven't got loads of colours of card but you've got pens, colour them. They're brilliant, and they're quite simple actually to colour. A little bit of alcohol ink or a little bit of ink around the edges will give you that depth and definition. Shop Lion is going to get you all of those for £15. That, my friends, is the deal of the day. Don't miss out on that. That's cracking. Right, another one. No, my favourite. Look at these. Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh. How lovely are these? Now, the two of these together, wow, £6, Shop Winnie. I know Diane's just given me a look as if to go, seriously? Yes. £6 for both before your discount, right? Yep. But this is a brilliant deal, but that just shows you how tremendous the Lion King one is. That is phenomenal. £15. Anyway, Shop Winnie, £6. Now, the other thing that we have on, and Lily's going to demonstrate these for you. So I wanted to get these in first so you can get them in your basket. So when Lily comes to show you how to use them, gives you some ideas and hints, and you can share with us as well. Maybe you've made something with it before. I want you to have these in your basket so you can sit down, feet up, and enjoy the demos. Now, we've got some stamps for you. These are lovely. Strong and Silent, this is called. Look how wonderful this is. These with your mica powders would be magnificent. I love that. I think that is such a powerful, strong image that it would go on the front of a book for a gentleman. A man's card would be brilliant with that. And I love the fact that it's got all the beads and the feathers. It's a bit like a dream catcher going on in its fur. They are stunning, absolutely stunning. You're also going to take pride in how far you've come, absolutely. And talking about that stamp would go perfectly with your Lion King, wouldn't it? Then you're also going to get that lovely sun stamp, which I'm hoping Lily is going to do with Mixion, because it looks amazing. Thank you very gladly. Look at this. So did you put Mixion on a piece of acetate and pick it up?
No, I used
Or did you put it directly on the stamp?
A piece of cut and dry. Just
cut and use
like
foam.
cut and use like you'd use your stamp. Ink it up that way, and then just stamp out nice and quick. Don't hold your stamp for too long, so otherwise it'll stick to you. I've been there, trust me, quite a few times. Pull that back and then pop your metal leaf straight over the top, burnished, and it looks beautiful.
How fabulous is that? Look at that. Isn't that brilliant? Look at that. I think that's fab. Okay, and you're also going to get your moon in there, but look at the size of the stamps. This is brilliant. Now, these are a high-grade polymer stamp, which means that if you wanted to stamp these, so if you've got ultra-thick embossing enamel and you melted it, and you can do that just on a Teflon sheet. So if you put your ultra-thick embossing powder on top of a Teflon sheet, get your heat gun hot, pull the sheet off the side of the table and heat it from underneath, it melts and it creates like a pool. Or you can do it inside a metal tray and just create a spout and then pour it onto your Teflon sheet. You can then ink up your stamp with something like StazOn or not, and push it into that ultra thick embossing enamel, and it will give you a fabulous embellishment to then be able to go onto your cards. I'll tell you something I've never tried, but I am going to this afternoon, is pushing these into the wax from your wax seals.
Oh yeah.
I bet you could stamp in them.
Yeah.
I won't do it with an acrylic, but I would do it with a polymer. I think that would be brilliant, wouldn't it? We're going to try that tonight because we've got new wax seals. We're going to try that. That might be another use for your stamps. Now, we also have dies for this as well. So you've got the sun die in there and the moon die. And I'm guessing that is the side of the lion's head. Look. So that die will line up and cut that edge. So you could have it as a shaped edge on your card. Good grief. Are you serious? Shop Strong, £5 for both.
I didn't know the dye was in it as well.
I didn't either. Diane, what are we doing?
I don't know.
I'm glad we are. I think you might. That's why, because you were doing something else in the half-2 meeting yesterday, so we got away with it. We did. Both of those. Both of those, Amanda. Don't look at the screen. Those stamps, coordinating dies. How much?
$24.99.
Try again.
Lower.
Mhm.
$9.99.
Nope.
$17.99.
Nope.
$14.99.
Nope.
Lower than $14.99. $12.99.
Nope.
A tenner.
Nope.
What?
Halve it.
I was about to say exactly that. You got that in stereo. A £5. Now you'll be able to answer the question.
Yes.
Your wax, when you've melted your wax, your
Yes.
wax seals,
Yes.
could you put a stamp in it?
Yes.
Boom.
That sunshine in wax.
You
Thanks,
can
Emma.
also-
Look at this. Thanks, love.
Just an FYI,
Yes?
your soap and your candles.
You're not mic'd.
Your soap and your candle, when it starts setting, if it's in a circular dish, you can press your stamps into that as well.
There you go. She does that and then leaves the room. Right? Brilliant, isn't it? Right. Lily, I think we'll come to you for a little demo on
Right,
these,
let's
and
do
then
it.
I'll come and do the rest of the counter, if that's all right with you.
It
Let's
certainly
break
is.
it up a bit, shall we?
Absolutely.
Also gives me time to put my sweeteners in my tea.
Now, I have to say, I was the same as Mel. I went to the warehouse yesterday to get my hands on the stamp. And I opened up the packet and there was a die set in there as well. I thought, that's a nice little Brucey bonus for you for a £5. Look at the size of that stamp there. It is massive and the detail is absolutely incredible. So we're going to start off with that beautiful lion. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys at home would know I'd love to sit and colour that for hour upon hour upon hour. But I know not all of you at home love your colouring as much as I do. And we don't always have all those hours to spend colouring. So a simple technique will show you stamping and using your mica powders. So let's take a piece of our watercolour card. Because we're going to watercolour using our micas, your watercolour card just allow it to take that water a little bit better. So of course, as always, I've got my load and fold ready to go. I've got some of my low tack tape into the base ready to pop my card into there. So just into the side where you've got your well, which is like that lip all around the edge, you're just going to place your cardstock into there. A little bit of your low tack tape just at the edges, and that's going to make sure it stays within that area there. Then I'm going to grab my stamp. Now you've got beautiful quality with these stamps, so you can just literally peel that back from your sheet and you can feel it's got a nice strength to it. Sometimes with your acrylic stamps they can be quite stretchy and quite fragile. These are lovely, tough, thick stamps that you've got with these. And we're just going to place it face down, so that raise it side down onto your cardstock, and then we literally just close our load and fold, and that's going to pick it up onto that gridded side. At this point I'm going to take my ink pad. I thought I'd forgot it for a second, then it was hiding amongst all the chaos. Seems to have quite a lot of stuff out here, Mel. I'm not quite sure how this has happened.
I don't know, but it's
carried
great.
away. I've only got 2 demos and I've got a full desk, but mind you, my desk in the office is looking like a bit of a tip at the moment.
It's not as bad as mine, love.
Wow.
Tell you that.
Can
That's
tell
getting
when-
cleaned up this
Oh,
afternoon.
is that on today's
That's
job
on
list?
today's list.
Oh dear.
Need some space.
I know, it does get to that point where you think, well, where am I actually going to craft? I've got no space, can't see,
Right.
even see the
What
desk.
are you using here, Lily?
So
What is
I'm
this?
using my VersaFine black ink pad. So if I
Right.
just turn that over. So because we're going to be adding our water, we need something that's going to be waterproof for when we
Okay.
add our water. I do
And what's
apologise.
the stamping thing that you're using, please?
Load and fold.
Yeah, so this
Absolutely.
is a stamping
So this is our
platform.
stamping platform. So instead of using something like an acrylic block, because we've got such a large size stamp here, this allows us to stamp and go in again if we need to. So there's a few areas where it's not quite as bold as I'd like it to be. Because we've taped our card into position, our stamp's not moved either. That means we can literally go back in with our ink pad, and always taking our ink pad to our stamp is going to allow us to get that lovely even coverage of ink and get into all that beautiful detail. Now the beauty of using your load and fold means that if you want something to be a little bit bolder, if you go back in and re-ink and re-stamp, it'll give you that more crisp, more deep line work. But look how beautiful he is. He's absolutely stunning.
Sorry, Lily, I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm just going to ask Diane to see if we've got a deal on the load and fold on the web.
Oh,
good girl.
she's one step ahead of
I
us.
love this team.
I love this tool, Mel. This tool is,
It is
probably,
brilliant.
I'm going to say, I think it's my favourite tool of all time.
There you go.
I love this. I have one on my desk, I have one in my bag, several at home. I don't know how many I've got. I've got
Oh,
quite a
now
few,
then,
but it's brilliant.
I'm gonna let you give you a little insight into Lily's life.
Oh,
so
here we
Lily
go.
is ready to pack up
Oh.
her house.
Well, I'm ready, but whether I've actually started or not is another matter. But I'm ready.
So she's packing up from up northeast.
Yeah,
And
long
you're
way.
coming down to join. She's going to live round here, obviously, because now she's working here.
Mm.
So she's going to do a whole video thing about packing up
am.
your craft room
I am,
and then
yes.
rebuilding your craft room. So make sure that you're following Lily on social media, on her Facebook page, her work Facebook page, and then she'll share that journey with you, because I'm really excited. I wouldn't even dare do that. I can't even imagine how long it would take me to pack up my craft room.
Yeah, that's where my head's at the moment. I'm really excited to rebuild it all, but am I excited to pack it down? No, is the answer to that one. But once it's all packed down, when I can all organise it again, I'm looking forward to sharing it all with you as
Absolutely.
well.
Brilliant.
Right, so load and fold. I'm actually going to leave my cardstock in there because I'm going to use this almost like a palette, which is what I love about this system. You've got it all in one. So if you're crafting on the go, that is amazing.
Winnie the Pooh's gone.
Oh, Winnie's gone.
Winnie and Christopher Robin have left the building. Also, can I just give you the other updates, please? So we've got a soldering iron on the show.
We've not even mentioned it.
30% of
Blimey.
it's already allocated. You need to be quick. 10% of the stamps and the dies, I'm not surprised at a fiver, and 40% of your Lion King is now in people's baskets and allocated. Thank you, Diane. And we've got something coming with Load and Fold. Right,
Ooh,
Lily, so we
exciting.
stamped it.
We
What are
absolutely
we going
have.
to do
Now,
next?
just going to do a super simple bit of colouring. So on the
Brilliant.
last show, we had some of our lovely mica powders. Now, I know Mel prefers one in the box, but I like the ones in the bag. Oh.
Is that for both sizes? 6x8 and 8x8.
Yeah.
Shop Load, $14.99 instead of
Wow.
$32.99. That's brilliant.
So for one stamping platform, you're paying about £7.
And do you know what, Lily? There's a lot of different stamping
Oh, yeah.
platforms on the market that are all singing, all dancing. I've never, ever even thought about investing in one of those because the Load and Fold does exactly what I need it to do. One thing I've done, if you've got a particularly tricky stamp, and some of them can be, you remember the Fleurs flower forming foam? Put a thin layer of that and spray mounted it into the base. So it gives you that little bit of a cushion. So for $14.99 for 2 Load and Fold stamp positioners, a little bit of foam in the bottom, it's brilliant. The other thing I use mine for is, you know when you get your messy mat and you put all your inks on and spray it and it goes everywhere? I do it inside my Load and Fold so it stays contained. It's a brilliant way of just putting your inks in, spritz it, go in with your piece of card, pick it up, wipe it out, job done. It's brilliant for that. Right, Lila, let's see how you're going to colour with mica. This is exciting.
I do like the mica powders, and this is just another fabulous use for them. So on this side here, obviously it's plastic, so it's wipe clean, so we can actually use it as a palette. So just a little bit of our mica, and it's one of those, just go nice and gentle. A little does go an awfully long way. They're very, very concentrated. They are absolutely gorgeous. I've just got a nice large paintbrush here, just an 18 size one here, because we're going to do just quite a quick wash. I'm going in with a nice large brush just to cover that area. You can see just by a little bit of water, I've just got a little ramekin here, just something to hold your water. We can start to create a paint, which is absolutely fabulous and super easy. So we're just going in with this lovely coppery colour. We want a nice sort of metallic effect. And I've literally just kept my cardstock within our Load and Fold. So we're literally working within this one surface. So if you like perhaps to take your crafting around with you, I don't know if you're anything like me, Mel, but I can't go anywhere without any sort of craft.
That's some sort of craft, I know.
It's got to have it with me 24/7, whether it's going to be a little bit of colouring, a little bit of fussy cutting, as we know that I love. I always like to have something with me to do a little bit of crafting, and this is perfect because you've got that ability to keep everything contained within your Load and Fold, so everything is within that one sort of station and you can just get colouring. So all I'm doing is I'm starting off with a fairly watery layer, which is like my base coat, which is just going to lay down some of that colour onto that surface there, which we can start to build onto and be adding some more of our shading. Now we're not going to go super technical or anything like that, we're just going to go in, lay down a little bit of that colour, but show you how easy it is to add your detail to these stamps because they're so intricate, because you've got all of that line work within that image already. You really don't need to go in with too much shading if you don't want to.
I'll tell you what, Lily, this with the Versamark or your Wow embossing.
Oh gosh, yes.
Embossing. Diane's having a lovely time. She's added all sorts to this show. Look at this. Shop Noble. Yeah,
Any word that comes out of our mouths will go
brilliant.
on the show.
This on our black card with gold embossing powder
Yes.
would look absolutely stunning.
Oh, I've
wouldn't
just had
it?
a thought. What would be quite nice? I want to do this now. When you ink it up, get a load of different colours of ink, your rainbow colours, and ink it up in an ombre, and just leave it as a line as a rainbow colour. How fabulous would that be?
Cool, wouldn't it?
Oh, that'd be rather nice.
Well,
So
it's
many ideas.
pride, isn't it? It's a symbol of pride.
Exactly.
And a Pride Alliance. Great.
Yeah.
That's a great alternative.
I know. Check me out.
Look
I've
at
finally
you.
woken up.
That's the best idea
12.
you've had in the... How old are you?
In the last 26 years.
Yeah, you are in the last 26 years. Good
But
grief.
it's taken me 26
That's made me
ideas for that.
scared because you're 9 years younger than my son. 15% of the stamps and dies now and 60% of the Lion King. When Lily's finished this, I will do a recap on those dies for you because I don't want anybody missing out on those. That is the deal of the year.
Gotta
That
be.
for me.
Look
Isn't that fabulous?
How quick and easy
now.
now.
How quick was that?
I want to quickly show you this. I'll only take a minute, I promise. I promise I'll let you go back to Mel.
Lily,
but I want to show you the
Lily,
die.
Take your time. Breathe.
I'm Mel, I'm too excited.
I know,
There's too much to
just
share.
carry on doing what
But I
you're
want to
doing,
quickly
it's
show you the
fine.
die. So that's a quick bit of colouring. But you might be looking at that die. We've all done it and thought, what on earth's that? Am I missing something here? It's an outline. That's exactly what it is. So first of all, your first two dies are going to match with your stamps, and you can actually use the dies on their own. So if you just want to use the die without a stamp, I'll tell you what you could do. If you cut that out of some of your watercolour card, just do the same technique that we've had there with a little bit of a wash of your micro over the top. That would be a gorgeous embellishment, wouldn't it? That would be absolutely beautiful. So you've got those two, which you can use with or without your stamps. And then you've got your outline die here. Now this is absolutely invaluable. Let me try and clear a little bit of space. We'll shove that to one side and I'll show you with this one that's already dried. It's getting worse. This desk is getting worse. I'm going to have a tidy up in a minute, but I'll show you this bit first. So you've got your die. So that's just going to literally lay down there over the top of your image, just to that left-hand side. That will then cut that outline out. You could, of course, add a score line and a fold line top and bottom if you wanted that as the front of your card base. You've got a lovely concept card there. That could be on a gatefold, it could be on a twisted easel, it could just be a lovely edge to your top. You could keep those three sides there straight and just have that lovely detailed edge there, and it's just that extra little bit of something that's going to elevate your creations using the stamp. But to get all of those stamps, your full stamp sheet, and they are huge size stamps. Look at me covered in mica powder. Goodness me, it's not like me, is it? All of those huge size stamps there, that lovely focal image, your two beautiful icons at the top there that are just absolutely stunning. And then you've got your sentiment in there as well. Take pride in how far you've come. They are absolutely stunning, but for a fiver, you can't go far wrong, can you?
You can't.
Crazy
Fiver
value.
for
Can't believe that.
4 really good quality stamps and your dies, a fiver. I mean, right, that's bonkers, isn't it? Right, let me just move this out of the way. Oh, look at this. Look.
Oh, check us out.
I know, got them on the show. Right, let me talk to you about this, because this, for me, is a ridiculous price, but brilliant as well. So, Lion King. You can hear the music, can't you? You can hear the roar. Look at this. So, first of all, we've got our lovely, gentle, sweet Nala. And you get the face stamps to go with those as well. Now, that's when you need a load and fold to position those and make sure you get them in the right place. It's super easy when you've got something like that. Then you've got Simba, when he's in his little bit of I'm special, I'm going to be a king of the jungle mode, with his eyebrow raised, being very mischievous. So you've got Simba in there. You've then got our fabulous Timon. Love him. Proper characters, aren't they? Then you've also got future king of the jungle. Look at that. You can hear that roar across the plains, can't you? Then you're also going to get Pumbaa, Timon and Simba. That log, remember that scene? Love that. Honestly, favourite scene in the movie. Then you've got Pouncing Around with our Simba and Nala. You're then also going to get Rafiki, the wise one. Nobody listens to him, do they? But he's very wise. Then you've got your alphabet. Now, seriously, a full uppercase alphabet included in this deal is ridiculous value. Then you're also going to get your embellishments. So you've got these fabulous designs in there. Love that. I love the tree. I think that tree is brilliant. And then you're also going to get your horrors, the hyenas, the naughty ones, the villains of the piece. This is just perfect, isn't it? Isn't that fantastic? How wonderful is that? All of that, guys, and I know this doesn't sound like it's going to be a real thing. It is Shop Lion, £15. That's ridiculous value for money. Don't miss out on that. It is flying out the door. Right, let me come down here because I just need to do some things on this counter. So, soldering iron. Now, this is brilliant. You get everything that you could possibly need. You get your black stand, you get your spring 70%, your spring soldering stand. You also get your solder wire in there as well. You get your plastic solder pump. You also get your 30-watt soldering iron. And this is brilliant. If you fancy doing a little bit of soldering, this is something you don't know about me, Lily. I can weld.
Can you?
My dad used to have an industrial heating engineers, and he taught me how to weld. Well, my granddad taught me as well.
Wow.
Taught me how to weld. I know, check me out.
Ooh.
Shop solder, 70% of this. If you want this, this is brilliant. $17.99 is going to get you that. Now then, once you've unpacked that, you're going to need somewhere to keep it, aren't you? How about 2 of these? These are fab. I love storage boxes like this. So first of all, made out of a really nice, good, strong, sturdy plastic. You've got these 2 compartments at the side that lift up so you can keep anything in here that you like to. We've actually got some picture framing hooks and things next. They'd be brilliant in here. It always reminds me of my mum that when I see picture frame hooks, because that's what she did when they were first married. She had her own picture framing business. Then you've got your really sturdy, nice handle, properly hinged. You've got your 2 openings here, and then you've got a tray that comes out, which is brilliant because you can take that out and just have your brushes, if you want, on your desk. And what I've just noticed about this, look at this. It's got a measuring guide across the bottom. Gone. Soldering iron's gone. Well done if you've got that. Look at that. Now, you know what I do with that, don't you? Get a little bit of finger wax from Cadence, rub it across, and it'll highlight all of those numbers. And then you've got that nice deep compartment inside there. So your soldering iron or your pyrography tool or whatever it is, maybe it's going in the shed, maybe it's going in the boot of a car. That would be a good one for the boot of the car with your emergency supplies. First aid kit in your car, that'd be great because you never know, do you? And you're not just going to get 1. You're going to get 2 for $17.99 before your discount. If I bought those, make as a stocking filler for Christmas, he'd be thrilled to bits, and so would I, because he put all his stuff away. Stuff everywhere. Right, those 2, shop box, $17.99. Right, let's talk about these, shall we? If you've got a die cutting machine and you're working against a wall, because that's the space that you've got, or you're working in the middle of a table and every time you put your plates through you have to stand up and do that, this is brilliant. We used to do one with Kit and Caboodle. We sold out of stock, couldn't keep them in stock. This is brilliant. If you're doing paint pours, if you're doing any kind of clay work where you need to move around, if you're painting, if you're cake making, you're also going to get 2 of these, which are your Mylar mats. So you get one of these, a messy mat, anything like that where you need to turn. This is brilliant. Now you're getting 2 of them. That's ridiculous. For $19.99. I have had a Lazy Susan with my die cutting machine on for years because I was sick of doing that and stand up. Then you've got to get comfy again or against a wall. Because you've got the reverse on the Pro Cut, you can put it through, reverse it out. But this is brilliant. So many different uses for this. I also have something similar to this in my kitchen cupboards underneath. So Mick loves curry. I don't know what it is about it. I don't like it. I don't like the smell. I don't like the taste. So the only time it makes homemade curry is when I'm not there, which to be fair is most of the time. But bottles of spices, right? We haven't got room for a spice rack, but there's all these bottles in the cupboard, and every time I clean up, you have to take them all out, wipe it out, put them back in. Got some blue tack, put them underneath the spice jars at the bottom, and now he can have it, so he just turns it round, takes the space out that he needs, put it back in, turns it round, gets the next one. It's brilliant. Also really good in your bathroom cupboards as well. Did the same thing with shampoos, conditioners, body washes, all of that stuff. Brilliant, these. Now you're going to get 2 of them for $19.99 instead of $39.97. And this is the material that we use for our messy mats. So if you do want to do messy craft, you've got 2 of those, 1 for each one in there. Shop Rotate, $19.99 is going to get you those. 20% of those are now allocated and in people's baskets. Now then, pictures. You're doing all your mixed media, aren't you? Maybe you're going to make one of those box frames that we did yesterday with that flower of the month, but you always need hooks, adhesive hooks, 20 of them. Already got the adhesive on the back, so you just peel and stick. Couldn't be easier. Good grief, that's a brilliant price. Wow. Okay, you're getting 20 of those. Then, oh, I need to open one. Do I need to open one of these? Yeah, I kind of do. How many have we got, Diane? Can I open one? Yeah. Oh, are you sure? Yeah. No, she's not sure. Right. I'm not sure. I'd rather have people have them than me opening it. So in here, you've got your little... Yeah, well, yeah, but the label goes right round. I tried that bit. Look, that's the bit we need to see. So you've got your panel pins in here. There's 67 pieces in here. So you're getting 12 of your hooks. You get 4 pieces of your 4mm hanging teeth, which are probably in that compartment there. And then you've also got your little screws that go in the side of your picture frames. You're also going to get your little pins that you can put into the wall. You get your wire in there, which is brilliant because it's proper wire. It's not a thread. And you're going to get that twice. I love stuff like this. Sometimes if you go and buy frames from like a charity shop and you want to zhuzh them up with your cadence, they don't always have the hooks on the back of them, do they? You tend to take those out. But these are brilliant. Just reminds me of my mum. We have a whole box of stuff like this. And it's a perfect way to hand your picture professionally. Maybe you do your own cross stitch. This is going to be brilliant when you have them framed for putting in the back of the frame. And if you're going to do a job like hanging a picture, let's do it properly, shall we? Because you've got the wire in there with all the metal fixings. You're not getting that once, you're getting that twice. And you're getting these. We have these in a cupboard under the stairs. Not Harry Potter cupboard, the cupboard under the stairs where we put all our coats, bags, all that kind of things. When you go into Matthew's house, where Alice's dad, and you go in, there's a cupboard under there, all their school bags, everything go on there, and they're all with these hooks. They're really sturdy. Shop hook, $6.99, that's crazy. It's going to get you all of that. Please don't miss out on that deal, that's cracking. I need to tell you that 30% of the rotating stations now are allocated and in people's baskets. Now then, we also have something for our sewing friends here. Assorted spools of sewing thread, plus press studs. I have a packet of these in my grandma's button box, right? The card's gone yellow with age, but I'm never going to use them because they're just special. Actually, I'm going to use them. I'm going to put them into a scrapbook album that has a photograph of her with me on her knee, and she's sewing on an old-fashioned Singer sewing machine, you know, the black ones with all the detail on. But this is great. $9.99 is going to get you all of that thread. Let me see if it tells you how much is on it. 360 meters on each roll, and you're getting 4 rolls. That's a lot of thread. Sorry, Diane, just to show me that again, love, please. We've got 2 of the sets of the Lion King dies left. So if you want them, please put those in your basket and please check them out. That is a crazy, crazy price. Crazy, crazy price. That's brilliant. Say that again.
Thank you. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Right, now then, next, a hole punch for your eyelets. Putting eyelets in. Brilliant, right? Now, this is fabulous. So you get your eyelets included. You get your punch, which is super, super, super strong. Then you also get, and these are brilliant, split pins. You haven't seen split pins for a long time. They're great, aren't they? Like brads, right? That's what we used to call them. Brads. Exactly that, split pins. So you're going to get 2 sets of those, plus your hole maker punch. So your eyelet will go in between there, you punch it down, super easy. From the brand of Marksman as well, which is a really good tool brand. Same as the hooks and the picture framing accessories, brilliant. Eyelets are included, super, super simple to use those. Now then, about this time of day, our iPad always goes flat. And then we have to put it on charge so that we can say hello to you, which I will do in a minute as well. Power banks, right? These are brilliant. You're going to get 3 of them. Colours may vary, but you're going to get 3 of them for $12.99. Now, last time we had these on a deal, I bought several sets of these. I have one in my handbag, in case my phone ever dies. I have one in the car as well. I personalised them with vinyl. Mick has one in the back room, he has one in the shed and one in the garage. I gave Jack one, who's my grandson, 15 years old, goes out one Saturday. Nobody can get in touch with him because his phone dies. First thing I did, personalise one of those. So now, as long as it's charged, he can put it in his pocket. And wherever he is, he can charge his phone. Brilliant. Alice has one, which is fantastic. Matthew, Sammy, everybody. I bought them for everybody. They're brilliant. If you want a really useful little stocking filler, these are that. And the vinyl that we had on the Scan and Cut show yesterday will work beautifully with this. Maybe you just haven't got enough PowerPoints. Maybe you want this for your hot foil pen that we had on this morning. Brilliant, right? Just keep it charged, plug it in every now and again, charge it up, and then you know that wherever you are, somebody can get hold of you if they need to. And I think in this day and age, that's really important. So 3 of them for $12.99 before you discount. Brilliant, perfect, right? Absolutely perfect. Now then, next door, we've just looked at making our own pigment paste. I just need to tell you something. 60% of the rotating plates have gone, and 25% of the stamps and the dies are now allocated and in people's baskets. That is a cracking deal. Right, now next door, you've just seen Amanda and I do a resin show, and our Jane was talking about pigment paste and how you can mix just one part of your resin with some mica and make your own pigment paste, because they're expensive to buy. You get about 6 of them for £50. The pots that we had next door sold out, but we've got these for you, and these are fab. So they still have that nice tight lid to them. They're $9.99 for 40. I know, Diane. Now, how many times in your crafty life have you've added on different, so for example, when I'm doing something like embossing powders, I like to do like an ombre of embossing powder, but then when I knock it all off, it's all in one mix. Where do I put that? I don't want to put it in the bin because I spent money on it. These pots are brilliant for things like that. Also, if you're going out painting somewhere, or if you're doing a paint by numbers on your knee at night on a tray. Is it gone? Yeah. Oh. Well, you can decant your paints into that. Sorry, sold out. Too late. Be quick. Flipping heck, that was really fast. Right, Lily, can you do us a quick demo with the Lion King?
Certainly can, absolutely.
Please. Thank you.
So we'll go with the Simba, which I just think is just absolutely adorable. He's got
Isn't he
a
lovely?
little bit of sass to him, I think, with this image.
Oh, he's definitely sassy.
He certainly is. That's probably why he appeals to me so much.
Probably.
There we go. So we've got our lovely die there, and all I've gone ahead and done, just so you don't have to watch me die cutting for a little while, is I've gone ahead and die cut a few of these from different colourways. So all I've done is I've taken my coloured cardstock, gone for a lovely light cream colour. We've got the main body, which is from that lovely yellowy colour. We've got one in pink, and then we've got one in brown as well. Now, before we start to paper piece these together, all I'm going to do to start with is take this one here, which is going to be the main section of his body. The other items we'll cut into them and stick them over the top, but this is that main piece. And we're actually going to stamp his little face stamp on first of all. Now, included in all these sets, you'll get your coordinating face stamp wherever it fits with them. And all you're going to do is you're going to take your die cut first of all, and then you'll take your stamp and stamp over the top, which is exactly what we'll do, of course, using our load and fold, which we do have on the show now. Believe it or not, that was quick, wasn't it?
I'll tell you what, Lily, if you put a little bit of the Tape Doctor tape on the back of him, he will stay in place then while you stamp him, won't he?
It would.
Let's see if we can get you a little bit.
Probably about the only thing I've not got on this table, isn't it, really?
Yeah, then, well, I'm going to go and find you some now.
She's on a mission.
You can peel it off, can't you?
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
Oh, well, you can do it. You do it like that now.
I do, yes.
You do it like that, but you can do that with your Tape Doctor tape.
Absolutely. So that just makes it a little bit easier. Just a little piece just in the middle section there, and then you can peel that back once you've finished. Now, the beauty of using your load and fold here is it gives us that moment to actually position this. Because this has got no ink on it just yet, it allows us to actually wiggle this around and manoeuvre it until we're happy with the positioning.
Okay, I just need to give you a few stock updates.
Go on,
I know I'm annoying, but
it's got to be done, Marie. out.
and it sells out, you're going to be even
Gotta be
more
done.
annoyed. No, Diane's telling me I've got to do what my producer
Well,
says.
there you go.
It's all right, don't worry. Right, tell me about the power banks again, Diane. Did you say how much? 50%. Half the stock is gone. Load and Fold is also allocating. So just before Lily does that, I'm going to ask her to talk you around it. I love the fact you've got a grid on it for your centre. Oh, power banks have gone.
Quick, take it away. It's
Quick.
never there.
All gone. Right. Was there, what else was there? Something else? The Noble, the mica powders that Lily's using.
You do get lots of colours.
You
don't
do?
just get the one.
Colours, 20% of that's gone.
20% of that's gone. Brilliant, right? Shop Noble on your screen, those are your colours. Right, just talk me around the Load and Fold, Lily, please, while you're
Absolutely.
doing that.
Now,
Thank
this
you.
is a stamping tool. So back in the day, we used to use our acrylic blocks, didn't we? Which were great, and they still serve a purpose. But the thing about an acrylic block, if you stamp your image, and perhaps you've missed a little bit when you were inking, or you didn't press down firmly enough, if you miss stamp, that's pretty much it. You've got to go again and start all over again. Your Load and Fold gives you almost like, I always like to think of it almost like a little bit of a safety net. So the way that you use it, it opens a little bit like a book. So on that left-hand side, you've got your grid, which allows you, if you're doing things like your sentiments or anything that needs to be lined up straight, you've got that grid that enables you to do that. Now on the other side here, you've got that side that's got a well. Now this is the side that I add whatever I'm stamping onto into that section there. Now all I do is I take that image that I'm going to stamp, or that card that I'm going to stamp onto. I take my low tack tape, and I reuse that time and time again, I think, as you can see at the corners there, and that anchors that in position on that side. Now if you do have things like your picky uppy mats, which I know some of you at home I'm sure will have, you can always cut that down to size and have that within there if you find that a bit easier. Or of course you can use things like your DIY Doctor tape onto the back of your image. So that keeps your paper in that side. Then all you'll do is you'll place your stamp onto whatever you are stamping onto, and because you've not inked your stamp just yet, it allows you to position that absolutely perfectly. So you can spend as long as you need to positioning that stamp side down onto that cardstock. Then once you're happy with how you position that, you're just going to close that book, and then you'll pick up that stamp onto that grid side on the left-hand side. At this point, you've got your paper in place on that right-hand side, and your stamp is on position there on the left. Then we'll bring in our ink. Now, of course, it can be any ink that you're using with this. You might be using things like your pens as well to ink up your stamps, or your paints. Whatever medium it is, ink up your stamp.
Just to interrupt, Lily, what I love the most about the Load and Fold, which separates it out from a lot of other stamping platforms on the market, how many times have you seen a demonstrator put a piece of card on this side, put the stamp on this side, on there, pick it up, and then hold the platform like that and ink it? The worst way of inking a stamp is to do it like that in mid-air, because you're not pressing down on a solid surface. But even then, they're still lifting it up and they're doing this. The Load and Fold goes completely flat, which means that it's brilliant to use. I'm just going to say hi.
Hello.
To some of the new customers that have literally, or our new friends at home. We're making new friends every day. I love this.
Love it.
And just to say hello to you. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Lily, but it's important. We are Highlight Crafts. We're based in the middle of Derbyshire. We're a little family-run business, and every day we come into our two little studios and we do what we call live shopping. And you can literally shop while you watch the demonstration, which is brilliant. Now, you can access us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. It's super easy to shop with us. We literally give you a code for the product, and you just type the word shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video, and that puts it in a basket for you. We also have a club. Now, it's free to join. There's no joining fee, there's nothing. All you need to do is sign up for an account, and we give you discount on every order. We give you loyalty points for every single pound that you spend with us. And on a basket spend over £35, we also pay postage for you. So as long as after your discounts, your basket is £35 and above, we will pay your postage, which is brilliant. So please feel free to come and join us. Let us know in the comments if you are new, because we like to welcome everybody. Once we've got you, we don't let you go, because you become part of our Highlight family. And it's a pleasure and a privilege every day to be able to come into these studios and spend some time with you. And we are incredibly reactive. So Diane, who is our sales and marketing director and our Minecraft studio guru, has literally walked into the room, sat in the producer's seat and gone, right, people want the markers, I'll add them to the show. People are loving the load and fold, I'll add it to the show. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So please feel very welcome. We love each and every one of you, and we're very grateful that you continue to support us here at Highlight Crafts. Now, I need to, just before we go back to Lily, we have got one set of Lion King left at £15 for all of that. Look at this little lot. Look at it. If I did one end of the counter to the other, I could do it with this lot. Look at all these. £15. Even if you buy them for the kids, cut them out in white card and let them sit for hours and colour in. Brilliant. Right, sorry Lily, back over to you.
Just want to go back to what you were just saying there, Mel, about the stamping platforms, because no bones about it, this is not the only stamping platform out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Might be the one that I use day in, day out, but one of the things I love about this is it's one piece.
Yes.
Now, certain ones you've got a top piece and it tends to have pegs in it. Now, the top piece is the piece that you ink. If that's raised up on basically like little platforms, you're never going to get that even surface when you're inking. And if you've not got that, you'll never get an even coverage of ink. And then there's always a margin of error. When you bring that second piece back onto that other piece, there's always that margin of error. It could have moved. So you might go to stamp a second time, but because you've got those pegs, they can move. Because this is almost like a book, one piece, it means every single time it's going to be perfect. Right. Brilliant. Going to ink up our stamp. So we've got our stamp on the left hand side. Take our VersaFine ink, ink up our two little pairs of eyes there, and then we're literally just going to close that. It's like closing a book, and I'm not using the heel of my hand or any sort of pressure. I'm literally sat down and I'm using my fingertips, and it is absolutely perfect. Now, if perhaps I missed a little bit when I was inking or missed a bit when I was stamping, I would literally go back in, re-ink that stamp. That stamp hasn't moved. That stayed in exactly that same position. That cardstock is being taped down into position, so that also has not moved. So you know every single time you go back over, re-ink, re-stamp, it's going to be perfect. Now that's also brilliant if you're doing batch making. So for example, if you're doing all your Christmas cards, perhaps you're doing a little insert to go on the inside of your cards and you want your sentiment stamp exactly the same place every single time. Maybe a couple of corners to go in the corners of your card. If you pop your cardstock into the same place, so all I tend to do is I'll just take a little pen, I'll mark the corners of that piece of card. I'll then keep my stamp in position, I'll change my card every single time, and then you'll get that perfect design every time you're stamping. It's absolutely brilliant. It is a must-have, especially at that price.
2.5 minutes, Lily.
Well, we're going to have to speed craft, but we can do it. We'll do our very best. Right, that is our base layer. So we're going to bring in, first of all, our dark brown layer, and we're just going to use that for the end of his tail. So I'm literally just going to trim off the very end of his tail there. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue just onto that main image, and you can literally start to paper piece this design. Now, if you really want to go to town and add that extra little bit of shading, all I go ahead and do is I just take something like one of my little illustration markers here from Creative. You can either use your inks or you can use your markers, and I'd literally just tickle the edges of that piece there to start to bring in that little bit of shading. You can see how that really starts to make that image pop just literally by using one colour of your pens there, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'd go in, add all that little extra bit of detail. Then we've got our other little areas here. So for example, we could go in with our pale cream that we've already die cut, and then literally just snip between all those cut lines, because very much like our two red robins or our tattered lace dies, we've got all those internal cut lines. It's almost like doing a dot to dot, but with a pair of scissors. So you're literally going to go in and you're just going to start to snip into that and add those elements back over the top. It's one of those fabulous techniques, super, super fun, super easy to do, but it starts to build up all of that fabulous colour without having to colour it from scratch, which I think is absolutely fabulous. So all I go ahead and do is I continue to paper piece all of that together, then just a super simple card that we've just matte and layered already. Few of your mats and layers of your coloured card there onto a white card base. Just used a couple of different stencils just to add that extra little bit of detail. We'd add him into the centre. Then all I've done is I've just gone on Minecraft Studio, I've gone in and typed happy birthday, and then we can literally have that to finish that off. But what a super quick and easy card. When he's all paper pieced, he's going to look absolutely amazing. But that is how easy it is to make these dies really pop with your coloured card.
Brilliant. Thank you, Lily.
You're very welcome.
Right, now then, we've got 1 minute left on this
where's
show.
that
I am
gone?
about to go next door with my bestie, or Stephanie, and we have got the most beautiful heat transfers They are stunning. Please don't miss the next show. I know it's around lunchtime, and I know that you might be hungry, but please go and grab yourself something to eat now and a drink, and then come back and join myself and Stephanie, because you do not want to miss out on these designs. Completely different to sublimation, different to the transfer paper that we've brought you. This is, honestly, they are gorgeous. So please don't miss out. I'd like to say thank you to Diane/Amber. We've had producer swaps in this hour. Thank you to Ethan. Again, give us a final wavy. There you are. He's my other bestie. And thank you to Lily for demonstrating. And I will see you through that wall in a few minutes' time. Go and grab yourself a cuppa and then settle back down for this wonderful product.